When using the message opened condition within marketing automation, whenever you're configuring the properties, it will give you quite a few options based on how you want to be able to react to people who either do or do not open any messages of yours or particular messages that you'd like to be able to specifically reach out about. And so you can see that when any message is opened can be, a part of this condition where you could react that anytime someone opens any message of yours, you could, for example, score them. It's probably a common option, with such a very general response here with any message opened. Or, if it's any newsletter, any autoresponder, any automation message, or if it's a specific one, you could specify, this particular, message, was it opened? And if it was, what do you want to do? Do you want to, move them to a list? Or do you want to tag them or score them? And if they didn't open, what do you want to do? Tag, score, maybe send another message as a reminder. And what's a bit more within the properties here is this option, when to assume the condition wasn't met. And so that's basically, going to be, how long should we wait to determine if someone has opened this message or not from when you sent it? For example, the default is here 1 day. If they haven't opened the message in 1 day, that's when people will be classified as non-openers. And then, they'll be tagged or scored or whatever action element you may choose to follow here on the negative path. If you choose never, that simply disables the no connection, as it says. So it just waits forever for the positive path. It never is going to, pull someone on this path here for the negative path that they didn't open. So if you only want to, respond to the positive path to the openers, you could say never, and then, it won't be actually tracking that negative path for non-openers. So you could, definitely specify this further, 3 days, 1 week, 30 days, exactly whatever it is you would like to be able to choose for how long to, wait until you assume that someone hasn't opened the message. And you can as well, use more than one message opened, condition and be able to, have the same outcome happen. So if they opened this message and they opened, let's say a different message, let's say, either or basically. That would be if they opened this message, or if they opened this message, then I want to send another message, or I want to, add them to a pipeline, or I want to tag and score them. That's another way to actually think about using the message open condition is if you, did they open this one or this one? And if so, yes. Or if they didn't open this one or this one, I want to do something. And you could do that with, more than 2. You could 3 or 4, exactly however you want to track it. And so that's really the main thing to be thinking about within the properties for the message open condition is, what type of message, if you care, exactly what message, if you want to specify it further, and as well if you need to specify how long to wait to assume the condition wasn't met. And the final thing here is the run multiple times. It basically means that if someone opens this message, more than once, they would have the following action happen more than once as well. So each time someone opens a message, the action that you have that follows would be happening. So it's probably not that common you'd want to do it unless, for example, you were doing something quite general, so that anytime they open any message, you would want to, for example, score them. That would be a time when you probably would want to use run multiple times, so that anytime they open a message, you could actually apply a score. But most of the time, you'll probably have this off.